Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're here for the Monday night live stream. And thank you all for being here. And for those who will be watching on the replay, I appreciate you as well. Hello, Chris. Chris, as I was getting ready for this live stream, I checked my email and I saw your emails. So I will reply. If you ever want to send me an email, you can. Just let me know. And I remembered you asked, and I was like, you probably asked because he's going to send me an email. I'm the worst with email, but thank you for that, Chris. It was very nice of you. And hello to my lovely moderator, Cheryl. It's good to see you, Cheryl. I hope you got in some rest without so much activity today. And hello to Lori. Thank you for being here. And let's see, everybody's saying hello. And Jess Kaplan is here. Hey, Jess, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. All right. I think I've said hello to everyone, I should say, that is here currently. And of course, I will say hello to those of you who join as we go. My hand hurts. My hand got stomped. How is it out of my whole hand? The only part of my hand that hurts the most, or the part that hurts the most, I should say, sometimes it all hurts, but is this pinky right here. Why is it when the dogs jump on it, they manage to land right on that pinky? How is that a thing? How does that happen? I don't understand. And I don't like it. And it hurts. Ow. Pinky finger. My poor pinky finger. My pinky finger and my pinky toe. If I could get rid of those, a lot of my pain would be gone on most days. Anyway, it's fine. They got real excited because I decided to get up and I put my hand down on the side of the couch and then just one jump from this and bam. It was Ruby. I'll tell on her. It was Ruby. She means well, but ow, it hurts. But thank you very much for being here for your Monday night live stream. I am currently fighting through a flare, so I'm not feeling my best, but I am not feeling horrible. And luckily, it's in an old area, scarred up area, so it's not been too painful. But I still feel a little down in the dirt. Down in the dirt, down in the dumps. Is down in the dirt even a saying? I don't know. I don't feel my best today. And I'm a little congested, which is a little strange because we're not getting any rain. But hey, there's Mary. Hey, Mary, thanks for being here. You're here for a little bit. I appreciate you for however long any of you can stay or however long any of you can be here. I appreciate it. So, recap of the last week. It's the same thing. I feel like it's the same thing every week. I look for work. I don't get any. I work out, and yes, actually, that is something new. Did I start keto again? Yes and no. I'll talk about it. I sorry to hear. I know why. How do they manage to? I mean, look, the pinky already doesn't stand up. It's so crooked. Like the arthritis is bad, but how is it she lands right on that one knuckle? I got so many knuckles. How many knuckles do you have? I mean, basically three, right? Three per finger. So that's 12. Oh, your thumb doesn't. I got 14 knuckles. 1 in 14 chance. I won't say she lands on it every time, but she does hit it a bunch. It's fine. It'll be okay. So we'll see. If I just kind of hold my hand, it's not that I'm trying to support myself mentally or physically. Well, maybe physically. It's just my pinky hurts. It'll wear off. I'll start talking to y'all and then I'll forget about it. So, hey, friends here. Hey, friend. It's good to see you. Happy live stream Monday. I'm so glad to see you. I've been seeing you post on Instagram. She's doing keto again. So let's talk about that because that is one thing that has been a little bit different this week was, and it's kind of in the topic of try all the things, right? So one of my my word for the year, if you're new here for 2025 is focus. And one of the areas that I decided to focus on was fat loss. And then I decided to not do that. I mean, I wanted to do it. I was thinking about doing it, but like not yet. Like, I don't want to focus on it now. But then I decided, don't listen to the lies and focus on it. It's okay. Focus. That's what you need to do this year. Stay focused. So, is it keto? I want to say yes and no, but I'll explain why. So, here's trying all the things, right? We'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit, but something new that I'm doing too. Well, not new, I've done it before, and I'm going to try real hard not to get obsessed with it, is I'm tracking calories for a couple of reasons. One, I want to stay in a calorie deficit. Now, y'all have heard me say 1,000 times, there's so much more to it than just the calorie deficit, which I absolutely still believe. However, you do need to be in a calorie deficit for it to work at all. And then as I was thinking about it and starting to do it, I normally on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will do a workout in the morning or a walk with Amy, depending on what day it is. I come back, and then like 30 minutes later, I go to the gym and have a heavy gym session, which is also part of what we're going to talk about tonight later. So I started thinking, I was like, I am used to fueling for my workouts with carbs. I eat rice cakes. I know people think they're bland and not very delicious. I like a rice cake. I get the buttered popcorn one because it's as low calorie as the lightly salted, I think, is the generic bland one. I like the flavor. I like the texture. I like the everything about it. It's good for me. And it's basically just straight up carbs and a little bit of protein. And so I know that carbs are used as fuel, and my body could convert into keto and then use fat for fuel. But I was a little worried for myself mentally that I don't eat a lot of fat when I'm on keto, right? So I was looking at the macros and chatting with my chat GPT, because I love chat GPT, about like what macros I should have. So I've set my macros is really what I'm looking at. So we'll talk about the whole thing. Hold on. Let me just see what y'all are saying, and then we'll just kind of talk about where I am, what I've said, why I said it that way, all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Yay, I'm so glad you caught a live stream too. Whoop whoop. Kiss the baby for me. Oh, Chris wants to know what everybody's doing for Easter. Hopefully walking with the girls. That's about all the way. Oh yeah, Betty Boop. I love Betty Boop. I love Betty Boop because my first and third grade teacher, she was my teacher for both. Miss McVeigh, my favorite teacher, loved Betty Boop. And so I've always been a big fan ever since then. She told my mama that at the time, she was like, she won't have any ulcers or anything growing up because she don't let stuff phase her, but she'll probably cause you several. I think that's still more true than not. But anyway, that's fine. Lori's going to her mom's house. Whoop. Why am I not able to unhide things? Hold on, everybody. Why has my mouse stopped working? I don't have anything to plug it into. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe we do. Please stand by. I think my mouse died. Oh, no, there we go. Maybe we're just slow, because I was going to say, Chris has already had his picture with the Easter bunny. I didn't even have my first picture with Santa Claus till I was like 10 years old. And I did it for my mama. I remember I was wearing an ET shirt, and I didn't like it. I'm not a fan, not really a fan, but that's great. I'm glad you enjoy it. You can guess the Santa color while you wait. I thought my mouse had died because I have a mouse that's rechargeable. And I thought I had charged it, but I guess it was just StreamYard. Anyway, let's talk about macros, calories. Y'all can keep talking about your Easter plans. Um, so here's the way I look at it, in case anybody's curious as to how I came to the conclusions that I came to. So keto, for the most part, depending on who you ask, is anywhere between 20 and 50 carbs a day. Most who are on stricter keto say 20 carbs or 20 net carbs and 50 carbs total, right? Including the fiber and everything. So what I did was I went to it's called the TDEE calculator, which is basically a calculator that will tell you, based on your age, your sex, your height, your weight, and your activity level. Its total daily expenditure is what it's calculating, right? So how many calories do you normally burn in a day? And then how many calories should you eat to stay in a deficit so that hopefully fat loss will occur? Well, I want to make sure that it's fat loss and not muscle loss, which is obvious, I think, for those of you who've been following along. But for anybody new, I don't want to lose muscle weight. I want to lose fat. And so I was looking at different macros and things like that. And so where I landed was I also want to be high protein. High protein is good for your muscle recovery. It's good for growing muscle. It's good for all kinds of things. And then fat is also good because, for me, right, it's good for your hormones. It's good for satiety because there's more calories per gram of fat. So carbs and protein both have 4 calories per gram, whereas fat has 9 calories per gram. So that's why a lower fat food will also often be lower in calories because it doesn't have the fat. But a lot of times what they'll do is they'll replace sugar in place of the fat to make it taste better because it doesn't have the fat to make it taste good. Fat may not be good in your body, but it tastes delicious in your food. So I was looking at the calories per gram, and then what the TDEE says. So for me, I put it at, the level of activity, which I do, which is working out all these days of the week. Like I said, I pretty much do 2 workouts a day. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do boot camp and gym or walk in gym. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do boot camp and the afternoon reset, which Kirsten does on her channel it's 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. And then on Saturdays, we do Fit Squad. And then on Sundays, we walk, which I consider that my rest day because I don't really do much other than that walk as far as activity goes. I generally rest on that day. And I oftentimes will rest most of Saturday as well after that big workout in the morning. So in looking at that, and anybody can do this if you're curious. Mary and I were actually just talking about it yesterday. You can go in, if you just Google it, it's normally the first, it's like, I think it's tdeecalculator.net. So you put all that in and it gives you what your maintenance calories would be if you wanted to maintain the weight that you're at. And so for me, maintenance would be about 2,250 calories. So I looked at my Fitbit because your Fitbit also, my Fitbit, if you have a Fitbit, maybe if you have an app, a smartwatch, it will also provide this information. I would assume Apple has something similar or whatever type of smartwatch you have. But it basically tells you your calories burned throughout the day. Because you have we're going to throw out a lot of words and acronyms today. BMR, right? Your base metabolic rate, which is basically how many calories your body would burn if you were in a coma. I know that's a little drastic, but that's the best way I can describe. Like if you did absolutely nothing, how many calories would your body just burn in daily activity of nothing, right? Just existing. So then you add into that, any exercise that you do as well. Well, you eat, right? So you add what you eat, you take away your exercise and things like that. So when I was looking at it, I don't know who's calling me. It's probably Amy. I love her, but she never remembers that I do a Monday night live stream. Hold on, let me just. Oh, it's not Amy. They're telling me that I can have a $40,000 loan. They keep calling, and I keep telling them I don't want it. I don't even have a job. Why would you want to give me a loan? And then a new loan company will call. Anyway, it's fine. So you have your base metabolic rate. Then you have, any exercise that you do added on to that. So in looking at the Fitbit, it also said that I was basically burning about 2,250 calories a day, which matched what the TDEE said for my maintenance calories, right? So I wanted to lose about a pound a week. So in order to lose a pound of fat, it's 350 calories per day. I'm sorry, it's 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So that's 500 calories per day for the 7 days. So if on average, I keep myself at about a 500 calorie deficit, even with all of the exercise that I do and the fact that my body just burns calories as it is, my muscles that I have burn calories, then that should average me out about a pound a week. And then I would be somewhere around 160, 165 by the end of the year. Because that's sort of what I was looking at, right? So that's where I got my calories and how I set my own calories. So I have my daily limit at 1750. And I've been tracking through the Lose It app, which is the one that I've used in the past. So that's the one that I'm using again because I already had it. Tracking makes me anxious, but I'm looking at it as a data point this time to make sure that I'm not being super strict or super accurate on it. And most of the things I have, like if I say it's 8 ounces of beef, that's because I know I measured out the pound first, and this is about half of that, right? So it's not an exact science like it used to be. I'm not doing it that way. I am still keeping it lenient for myself, but I am tracking everything in the app and trying to maintain at the 1,750 calories because I want the energy to do all of the things that I want to do while also remaining in a calorie deficit. But what was more important to me than the calories were the macros within that calorie deficit, right? So in looking at it, what I've sort of landed on is I want to do 45% protein, which would give me close to 180, 190 grams of protein, which if you look at all the research, it's basically 1 gram per pound or 0.5 to 0.8 per kilogram. I don't understand kilograms, so this is a good range for me to be in. And then I have it set at 35% fat because I know fat does fuel me. It is important for hormones, and hormones are something that can make your weight fluctuate if I don't get enough. So I have my carbs set at 15%, which ends up being like 60, 65 carbs. So it is a little bit over the keto macros, but it also doesn't take into account the fiber. So most of those days it may be a little bit lower, but I wanted to, I didn't want to keep in the rice cakes just because I love rice cakes, although that would be a good reason just to keep them in. But I have tried to fuel with a few different things before a heavy strength workout. Like I've even tried a protein shake. I've tried different things and they all make me nauseous. So I do boot camp fasted, not because I believe that fasted workouts are necessarily better, but because eating during a workout makes me sick. So I was reading and researching, and people had said that potatoes, rice were often a carb that was immediately available for a workout that didn't impact people's gut very often. So I thought I'd try the rice cakes, and it has been very successful for me. So on those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's going to be closer to that probably 60, 65 range of carbs. I think there's like 6 or 7 carbs per rice cake, and I normally have 2. And if I was doing strict keto, that would be my carbs for the day almost, right? If I couldn't even have a veggie, because then it would be over. But I want to have veggies. I want to have veggies that have fiber in it. So instead of keeping it strict keto like I've done in the past, I'm going to say that I'm doing more of a low carb, even though a lot of the days are keto days. Depending on how your body reacts to low carb, some people need lower carbs to go into ketosis. Some people can have a little bit higher carb and go into ketosis. So that's not really my goal overall. My goal is to feel my best. And I know I feel my best with lower carbs. So I do have less carbs on those big workout days outside of just before the workout. And then I'll have more higher veggies and things like that is my plan. It's only been a week. So I can already tell it's working. I'm already shedding water weight because daggum am I tired of going to the bathroom. Woo, I forgot about that. Boy, I gotta get used to that again. Eventually most of the water weight will shed itself, I think. So it shouldn't be too bad. But daggum, I'm glad I'm not working right now because I'd be in the bathroom every 2 hours. Okay, wait, let's see what y'all are talking about here. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It was your dad. Carolyn said her daughter had a picture with Santa, but it was her dad. I bet your dad makes a good Santa. Oh, you want a giveaway, Chris? Nice, congratulations. Yeah, his name is Chris. He uses his dad's account. Hope to be back soon. I guess Mary had to go for whatever she's doing. And Cheryl's back. Had to do something with the machine. Yeah. So I'm listening to my body. And I figure if I am going to have more carbs, use them, right? Use them for what makes me feel good. And I know that if I'm going to eat them and then go push heavy at the gym, that's the perfect time to have them. Is I could split them before and after, but I just eat them before I go because I want it to fuel my workout. And like today, for instance, so yesterday, Mary and I went for a walk. We got to walk in the woods finally. Oh my goodness. Walking in the woods is my favorite. And it has been so wet that we have not been able to walk in the woods. So it didn't rain at all last week. I'm like, can we please walk in the woods? And then I got this flare and I was a little afraid I wouldn't be able to walk because it is on my groin, which is, anyway, it's no fun. But that's neither here nor there. We went for the walk in the woods. Then we ate at the Black Bear Diner. And like everything they serve for breakfast comes with pancakes or biscuits. So we both got the biscuit, but neither one of us ate it. She gave me her biscuit and I had my biscuit. So today I took half of the biscuit. And that's what I ate before my workout. I was a little worried that it would upset my stomach because it wasn't a rice cake. And I will say for like the first 5 or 10 minutes, my belly was a little bit like, ooh, you may not, this may not. And then once I kind of got going, I think I started to use those carbs and then I started to feel better. And then I feel like it fueled my workout very well. So Cheryl says she loves walking trails in the woods. It can be magical. It can also be scary. The deer almost scared me out of my skin. Boy, they were real close. They were real close and they just came shooting across in front of us, which I get it. They have the right of way, but I didn't see them coming. And it wasn't real close. It was maybe like 10 feet, but they're a pretty big deer. And I saw 2 of them. Mary didn't really see them until I said something. Then she looked up because I was in front of her clearing all the cobwebs out of the way this time. Normally I make her do that. Not intentionally. Mary just normally walks in front and she complains about all the cobwebs. And this time it was me. But there ended up being 4 deer, so that was pretty fun. But anyway, so that's the long answer to, are you doing keto? Some days, yes. Some days, no. But what I am doing is I have set a calorie limit that I want to hit that will hopefully, if I can stick to it, eventually over time, by the end of the year, I'll be back down to the 160, 165. 165 was the lowest that I got, and that hit half my body weight lost here on YouTube at least. And I kept that weight for like a week and then panicked and then instantly put on, not instantly, it probably took like a month, but within a month I had 10 pounds back on and was up to 175 and was feeling better. And that was my fighting weight for like a year, until I was on the steroids. And then I got up closer to the 200. And then I've ranged between 190 and 200 for like the last 8 or 9 months. Hey, Tashari is here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. We're just talking all the things. So trying all the things, right? So this is one of the things that I'm trying. In the past, I could do just a stricter keto because I wasn't working out. But now I've gotten used to working out and I want to continue to work out and I want to continue to not lose muscle. So I want to use some carbs to help fuel my bigger workout days. Now, like if I on the Tuesdays and Thursdays or Saturday, Sunday, where I only do either one workout or my workouts are split in between, then I'll do like vegetables and things like that for my carbs to fuel those workouts. But that's sort of my plan, is to not worry so much about what I'm eating or when I'm eating. Like I don't plan on, I talked to my mom about possibly trying intermittent fasting before because it's worked really well for me. But I work out in the mornings and I need that. I do know that I need the fuel for the workout because I have tried to do a boot camp or a walk and then go to the gym. And I just, there wasn't no point to me being there, but that's kind of what it felt like. I was just zapped from energy after about 30 minutes, which makes sense. I've just done 90 minutes of really hard workout. You have to fuel your body. And that's what I'm learning to do, right? Use my food as fuel for my body to still feel the best that I can. So instead of having 2 sweet cream pancakes yesterday, I took home a biscuit and used half of it for a workout this morning, right? So I can still go out and do things. And if I wanted the biscuit, I would totally eat it. I would just kind of make sure that it stayed within my calories for that day. And then just kind of look at my macros throughout the week to sort of average it out. So that's my game plan for, I call it a diet because it's a way of eating. And the way that you eat is a diet. But I am eating this diet specifically in order to retain my muscle while losing fat. And some of the ways to do that are to make sure you don't drop your protein intake. So I've made sure that that is my highest macro that I have. And then making sure that I have some carbs, more than I would on a strict keto diet, in order to fuel my workouts. It's only been a week. So I did feel a little lethargic this past weekend, but now I know that's more because of the flare. I made sure to stay hydrated. I made sure to add electrolytes because you can, when you're first going low carb, get what they call the keto flu, which is really an electrolyte imbalance. So I already know that. I already know how to avoid that. So I already add electrolytes anyway because I'm a sweater. Like not when you wear like just gross stuff coming out of all of my body. And I sweat. I think about moving and I start to sweat. I get that from my daddy. Like we can be doing nothing and we sweat. That's I'm a sweater. And that has not changed. I thought maybe if I dropped a lot of weight, I wouldn't sweat as much. Nope, that's not true. That didn't change it at all. So I make sure that I have my water intake. I make sure that I have my electrolytes and all of those kind of things. So, I did talk about maybe doing intermittent fasting, but that would mean that I would have to, if I eat right after workout, it's normally between like 7:30 and 8 o'clock. So that would mean that I would have to stop eating for an 18-hour fasting window, which is normally what I would do, 18 to 20-hour fasting window. And then I'd eat between 4 to 6 hours. I'd normally have one meal to break my fast and then one meal at the end of my fast. And that always worked really well for me. But that would mean that I would have to stop eating. When would I have to stop eating? I figured it out the other day. Hold on. If I eat at 7, that'd be 12 hours. If I did 18, that'd be another. I'd have to have my last meal at 1 o'clock and just mentally. I mean, could I do it? Yeah. If they were like 100% guaranteed, you will still feel great and this will make you feel better, do the intermittent fasting. Could I do it? Yeah, because I believe I can do anything. Whether I can or not, I still believe it. Except for when I lie to myself and believe that. But do I want to? I don't think so. I don't I don't think there are that many benefits for me. I used it more of a way to control what I was eating and to make sure that I could get in the calories within those two meals. It was a little bit easier. I could eat a bigger meal twice a day versus several smaller meals throughout the day. But I'm doing well with the several meals throughout the day, mentally and physically. So I don't think I'm going to do intermittent fasting because I just can't imagine not eating after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. My brain just doesn't feel okay with that. So we're not going to try it right now. Maybe at one point. I'm never say never, but probably not right now. Just says that's why she stopped intermittent fasting. For her, it was that you needed food after the workout. Exactly right. And I do workouts so early in the morning that it would be 7:30 on the weekends, maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. But that's still stopping eating the day before, at like 2 or 3. And I don't feel like I would feel as good. So I'd rather break those calories up into. I've pretty much been doing a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, and then a snack somewhere in between. 99 out of 100 times so far, it's only been like 5 or 6 days. How many days has it been? Today's day 7, actually, because I started last Tuesday officially. That snack has been a protein shake because it's an easy 30 grams of calorie or 25 or protein rather, or 25 grams of protein, depending on which shake I have. So that's an extra 25 to 30 grams of protein. And I really do it more for the protein than because like I'm hungry or anything. But I do know that it helps also keep me full in between those meals. Because I'll normally have my breakfast pretty much right after the workout, right? So I go to the gym. I'm normally there till 10:30, depending on how long I take to do the exercise and then do all the recovery, come home, take the dogs out, all that kind of stuff, make the lunch or whatever. So I'm normally doing that around. So I count my rice cakes as my breakfast. I don't know if that's really a meal, but that's what I do. And then I count that first meal after workout, which is around 10 or 11. As my lunch, and then I'll eat again normally around 4 or 5. Like I'm going to eat after this live stream. I'm having chicken salad, if anybody cares. I'm really excited about it. So it's been real good. I love chicken salad. I love the Sam's Club canned chicken. It's great. You can add a little barbecue sauce to it. You can add a little ranch to it. You can add mustard and mayonnaise, which is pretty much all I do. I'm going to have it with some pickles, not in it. I don't want my pickles in. Oh, and paprika. I also put in my chicken salad and black pepper, but not pickles. I have pickles on the side because I want something crunchy with it, but I don't want the crunchy in it. So I eat it and then I have a pickle. It's okay. It's fine. Hey, Marcy's here. It's actually Marcy this time. I thought there was another name that was you, Marcy, the last time. Yes, this is Marcy. Yes, this one is actually Marcy. I'm sure of it. I can see the picture. See, she's confirmed. Yes. Let's see. Everybody saying hello, hello. Jess says if you're concerned about your muscles, it's probably not the best for that anyway. Yeah, that's sort of the research that I've been doing, right? Is a lot of people. And again, I'm a keto proponent. For me, it's not for everybody, but I do also know that when I was on keto, some of what I lost was muscle, and I'm not trying to do that. I want to retain all of my muscle. I want my bone density to grow. I want certain things to get heavier. In fact, I decided I am going to do update videos, but y'all are here for the live stream, so y'all get some spoilers. Another new thing that I'm doing is I have one of them body weight, tells you all your metric scales, VSync is the one that I have, or that's the app that I use. I don't know if that's actually what the scale is called or not, but that's the app that it uses. But it was kind of interesting to me because I did my first weigh in on it, and it said that my muscle mass was excellent. But then it said that my skeletal muscle was low. I was like, what is that about? But I know, one, it's good that it thinks I have an excellent muscle mass. Do I think those things are 100% accurate? No. But if it thinks I have excellent, it's at least got to be good. I mean, I got some muscles in here. I'm decently strong. I'm really strong compared to how I used to be, but compared to the average, I am strong. Um, but I want to get even stronger because there are so many health benefits just to strength. Better sleep, better hormone balance. You can burn more calories at rest if you have more muscle. And I'm getting old, and the more muscles you have, the better your brain functions. Even there's new tests coming out that shows people who are more muscular actually have less chance of mental diseases as they age. And I'm here for all of that, right? Why not go strong? I'm not worried about looking bulky because I'm a girl. I'm not going to take anything else. I'm not going to take performance enhancing drugs, PED. There's another acronym. We've got a lot of acronyms today, guys. I'm sorry. I try to explain it as I go, though. But if you have any questions, always you can just ask me and I'll explain it again. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm using my food as fuel. I eat the food. I was telling Mary, I was like, I eat the foods that I enjoy, like chicken salad. I love chicken salad. Some days I will have it with the Simple Mills has those almond flour crackers. I like the garlic and herb ones. So I'll have like 8 of those with some chicken salad, which is more carbs than I would probably do on a strict keto, but I'm just looking at macro balance, not necessarily being as super low carb as possible. So I would say I'm on a low carb diet just to be, because the keto police are real mean and I really don't care either way, but to be honest about what I'm doing, right? But yeah, I wanted to fuel all of the things that I want to do, including losing fat only, because a lot of people, when they do keto, they drop a lot of weight at first and they get real excited and it's great, but a lot of that first weight is water weight. So, like, spoiler alert, I lost 3 pounds in the first 4 days. I anticipate I'll probably lose another 2 to 3 this week, but I also know that my calorie deficit was not so low that I lost 3 pounds of fat. That's just not a thing that happened. But I'm dropping the water weight, which is something that keto is good for, or super low carb even is good for. So I know I'm in that range of where I'm already having those benefits. So for now, it's working. Like I said, it's been a whopping week. So trying all the things, and that is definitely one of the things that I'm trying. That was probably 12 minutes ago. Sorry, we love you, Cheryl. Smash the like button. Thank you. I always forget that. Let's see. Okay. Oh, and Chris has got to go. Good night, Chris. Enjoy your bike ride whenever you get it in. And I promise I will reply to your email at some point this week. I promise it'll be this week. We'll see. So that's one of the things I'm doing, right? I'm tracking my calories and my macros. I'm using a body scale weight. Oh, no. What would you call that? What do you call those? A body metrics scale? Again, do I think they're 100% accurate? I know that they're not. But my friend Tia over at Heal Thyself podcast, who's going to be mad that she's not on this live stream, but I know you'll be here for the replay, girl. Whoop, whoop. She brought out a good point. Well, one, hers were pretty close to her DEXA scan, but again, DEXA scan, not the most accurate of the scans, but it is fairly accurate, right? But to her point, if it shows that you're gaining muscle and losing fat or losing weight, but still gaining muscle, and your water's the same or even lower, right? You can track that over time, and progress over time I can buy into. Will it be exactly accurate? No, but I think it will show if the scale thinks that I've added muscle. I must have, because it's measuring the same thing in me every time I weigh. So I started doing that, started tracking the calories, and then in the fitness in the last couple of weeks, I just made the change for the first time today. So we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be the next thing that I talk about and try all the things, right? So right now the tracking is going okay. It's not making me anxious because I'm not weighing everything on a scale. I tell it I have 12 pickles. I don't weigh the pickles to get an exact, it's like I don't weigh. I say I make a whole can of chicken, chicken salad. And then I tell it I ate half. Was it actually half? I don't know. It might have been a little bit more than that, but the next time it'll be a little bit less than that. And at the end of the day, over the week, it'll be a can of chicken with how much stuff I put in it. So I'm not going to get strict, because if I do, I'll go crazy with calories and macros, and I'm not trying to do that. Oh, Mary's back. Hey, Mary, we missed you. I don't know what all I'm talking about. Gina's here. Hey, Gina. It's good to see you, my friend. But so those are the things that have changed. But something that's really been irking me is I started going to the gym because I was reading all these studies. Because the boot camp, I love the boot camps. Do not get me wrong. I love a boot camp. They're so much fun for me. I love that style of workout, but it's muscle endurance. And although there are tons of benefits to muscle endurance as well, there are additional and other benefits that I want to I just feel I'm more aligned with them when it comes to muscular strength, which is built differently than muscular endurance. Not by a lot, but I started going to the gym, and I do these workouts with the boot camp, with our coach Kirsten over at Quick Fit Home Workouts. If you want to give her a watch, she's amazing. And she started, I think I talked about this, that she actually said, well, I want to do some heavy strength days. And I was like, she's been reading the same stuff I've been reading without knowing it. We're twins all the time. I was like, I'm here for that. She's like, I already knew you'd be in. And everybody's talking about how sore they are after, even a regular boot camp, but especially the strength workout. Everybody's saying how tired they were, how sore they were. And I'm like, I feel fine. I feel good. I don't ever get sore. Like, it is very rare that I have any muscle aches from a workout. And so I really started thinking about why, because that is very frustrating. And then I thought of different workouts, like, for my legs. If I do, a hack squat or any type of leg press, my muscles don't stop me from the weight. My knee like my joint stops me from the weight. When it comes to like push-ups, even pull-ups, which I cannot do a pull-up yet, but right, even on the assisted machine, even bicep curls, triceps, I start to get pain in my shoulders. Even though it's not a shoulder exercise, my arm is moving, and the pain in my joints would always be the thing that would make me stop, not the fact that my muscle was tired, if that makes sense. So it was like I sort of got to, I won't say necessarily my natural limit, because I think it can still be grown, but like using 15-pound dumbbells for an hour in a boot camp workout is great. We're doing 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, or 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Or she does a pyramid like today and forget to give us a break for like half an hour. That's okay too. So like that I could do, but when I'm going heavier than that, even when I started to go heavier and started using the 20-pound dumbbells, I couldn't finish the set, but it was never because of my muscle. it was always because of the joint pain. Because I have arthritis in both my knees, I have arthritis in both of my shoulders. Because I was well over 300 pounds for 30 plus years, and all that added pressure on my joints has caused joint issues. I've taken arthritis medicine, which helps a ton, unless your dog steps on your pinky, which I did kind of forget about, so it's already better. It's still crooked, but it's better. It doesn't hurt like it did when I first got on here. So, again, I started doing some research, and then I talked to Coach Kirsten, and um, what I was reading, because I want strength, not endurance, right? And if I pick a weight that I can do for an hour, I have great muscular endurance, and I will probably slowly build muscle and build more endurance. But like when I hit those 20 pounds, it hurt my joints a lot. And so I was having to stop and go to the 15 again, not because of my muscles, but because of my joints. So I was reading different research that says within muscular strength, you can go even as high as 30 reps, as long as you're getting to the point where like you can't really do much more than that, right? Like you may have 3 or 4 left in you. And I was never getting to the point where I only had 3 or 4 left in me. So in trying all the things, I've decided to lower the overall weight that I push, because I was trying to go heavier, right? So each time I would do a set, the next set I would increase by 10 or 15 pounds. And the next set after that, I would increase it by 10 or 15 pounds, kind of doing a warm up, a mid set, and then I do 1 or 2 at that heavier weight. But my joint was always what gave out. So it was, it just wasn't going to work for me. I'm like, this is not working, and it's very frustrating for me. So what I have decided to do is, and I wanted to do full range of motion, because that's, scientifically, that's what's best, is to do full range of motion. And I want full range of motion, but I can't do full range of motion with a heavy weight. But can I still grow muscle doing partial range of motion with a heavier weight? Yeah. But then I got into the heavy weight was too much on my joints. So what I did was I backed off the weight to, like today at the gym, whatever my normal starting weight is, I did not move it from that weight at all. I kept it at that weight. But I did more reps. So instead of doing between 8 and 10 or 8 and 12 reps, depending on the exercise, I was doing between 18 and 20. And then on a few of them today, 20, I still felt like I could probably do another 10 or 20 more. So I did a lot of partial reps really quickly until I could feel the muscle be like, you're about to tap out. And that's what I'm looking for. So it went really well today. And for the first workout that I've had since I started the gym, my joints didn't hurt. Now, will I pay for it later? Maybe. I can tell you, I can feel it a little bit in my biceps, and a little bit in my back. If that's all that I get right now, I feel like that's a win, because it's the first time I can ever remember being any kind of sore. Tomorrow, however, I may not be able to move. I don't know. We'll see. Because a lot of times y'all want another acronym, the DOMS, DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. It can take, 2 hours to like 48 hours to hit you. Sometimes the leg day is worse 2 days later. But I'm really excited because I want to try it, right? Because even though it may not be getting as strong, as fast as someone who can do a full range of motion with a heavier weight, I can do a lighter weight, not quite as much range, more reps, and it's still progress, or consistency plus time is progress. That's what I always say. I was never here for the quick fix. So I'm still not here for the quick fix. Will this be possibly a little bit slower? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be negligible. And I'm going to feel a lot better because I'm not going to be hurting, which it wasn't bad, but it's okay when you're working out with strength to feel sore. You don't want to feel pain. And if anything, I wasn't sore from a workout. I was in pain from a workout because of my joints. And I want to keep these joints for as long as I can. My doctor's already told me I pretty much qualify for a knee replacement right now, but why? When I can still do most of the things that I want to do. I don't want to run anyway, so it doesn't hurt my feelings that I can't run. I may not be able to jump a lot. I can do a little bit of jumping, and then it starts to pain my knee. But I can hop. I can move real quick, in different directions without causing myself any pain. So I have one set mindset going into something, and then that thing doesn't work. And here's the thing too. I don't like change. Change is not my friend. But I'm changing my lifestyle, and there's change in that in the whole lifestyle. So I want to at least implement changes that I know will make me a happier, healthier version of myself. I really enjoyed my workout this morning because I felt like I could push, because I'm not there to impress anybody with my weight anyway. I'm not an ego lifter kind of person. Uh, I don't really even understand that. You can hurt yourself. Don't do that. It's not necessary. Just slow progress over time is fine. But I thought that trying to go with heavier weights, because I could do the heavier weight, it just would cause me pain after so many reps of it. I don't want the pain. I want the muscle fatigue and that burn. I had a burn in my hamstrings for I think the first time in my life, and it felt great. My quads, when I got off the machine, I wobbled a little bit. I finally understood what people were talking about, where it's hard to get off of the leg extension or the squat. Because me, it would hurt to get off of it, but not from a muscle standpoint. But when I got when I got off the leg press, I was like, oh, hold on, focus. What are you doing? And it only lasted for a few seconds, but I was like, yes, we did it. I think this will work. Now I may try this for a month, and it may still not work, or the pain may come back, right? And so I may have to look at a different way to do it. But the whole point in all of this, right, is do you need to track your macros? Maybe you don't need to. Do you need to have a body health metric scale? I still don't know what those are called. You don't have to. Do you need to, lift weights? I think you have to. You need to. You really need to lift weights. It's so good for you. You just cannot understand the benefits of strength or resistance training, right? Even if the weight that you're lifting is your own body weight, you're still pushing. But there's just so many benefits to it. I think, yes, you need to do that one. But you don't have to. You can work on muscle endurance. I want to work specifically on muscle strength. So I think hopefully this will continue to work again. It might not be as fast as I wanted to, or that, it could if my joints were good, but they're not. And like I say, everybody's different because everybody is different. But try all the things until you find the one that works. Because ultimately, if you're going to change your lifestyle, you don't want to change it to stuff you hate. Like for me, running. I would not, even if my knee was fine, I wouldn't want to do that. I don't even like walking. We've talked about this 100 times. Unless I'm with Mary or Natasha. Natasha had to be off saving the planet at work again this weekend. So she didn't get to walk with us, but normally she does get to walk with us. But you have to find something you enjoy. If you don't enjoy boot camp style trainings, don't do boot camp style trainings. If you don't like being at the gym, don't go to the gym. You have to find something that you enjoy to make it sustainable. But if you get so stuck in a rut of doing the same thing all the time and not trying anything new, how will you know if it couldn't be better? because you tried it, then you can say no. Like that's y'all know. Well, y'all may not know. I don't. There's a lot of foods that I don't like. I don't like them at all. But do you know how that I know that I don't like them? Because I've tried them. One of the things that used to irritate me the most with the girls when they were growing up is they were like, "Oh, I don't like that." I was like, "Have you ever tried it?" No. Then you don't know. You don't know if you like it or not until you try. May you try it and hate it? Absolutely. Then don't do that. Don't eat that. Whatever it is, right? Don't do that. But try it. Why not try? Because it's scary. It's scary. I don't like it. But I want to live my happiest, healthiest version of my life. And I know that the only way that I can do that is to look at life differently. And the way that I have to look at it is sometimes things have to change. And change is good for your body too when it comes to workouts and doing different style of workouts. If you like to ride a bike, ride a bike. If you like to walk, walk. Walk a little quicker. If you want to lift weights at home, if you want to learn calisthenics, if you want to, however you want to do resistance training and it works for you, do that. It's great. Do all the things, find the ones that you like. And it's okay if you only do those things, but you have to find it, right? And for a lot of us who have never done any of these things before, we're resistant sometimes to try new things, we being me. And so I know there has to be somebody else out there who relates to that. And I see all my comments going and I have no idea what y'all are talking about. So let me just check in real fast because I kind of went on a little rant there about try all the things. Find the ones that work. Keep doing them. Like for me, keto or lower carb compared to most, like I said, around 50 grams of carbs. Some people do consider keto. So I would be on a keto diet, depending on who you ask on any given day, right? But I know that it makes me feel my best because I felt better at a heavier weight when I wasn't eating as many carbs every day. I know I was. I wasn't as congested all the time. I wasn't as sick. I didn't have as many flares. I didn't have as much inflammation. And I wanted to be like a regular person and eat all of the food, whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, as long as I was at my maintenance calories. And I did always kind of track in my head because I didn't want to go over 200 pounds. And if I did maybe by a pound or two, I can drop some water weight like that, right? And that's pretty much where I've been all year is between 190 and 200, just bopping back and forth, just as happy as a lark as far as the scale is concerned. But now I want to feel better. And I know in feeling better, I need to lose more fat. But I want to retain the muscle because it's good for me. And I still went on my little rant. Let's catch up with the comments and then we'll start wrapping it up for the evening, guys. Gina says her first time with a personal trainer, she started you with 20-pound dumbbells. Why would they? That's ridiculous. Well, that is a bad personal trainer, and I'm sorry that you had that experience. So I can barely use 20-pound dumbbells. I just now started using them for anything. And normally it's only for part of the workout. Yeah, not good. Not good. You can build up to it. I mean, I've built up to it. Muscular endurance building up to it is harder than just strength building up to it. I had the strength to lift 20-pound dumbbells a while ago, but I didn't have the muscular endurance to lift 20 pounds for the whole hour that we do. James says to Lori, yeah, I showed up for your session 2 days and she wanted you to lift again. You told her, nope, you can only handle cardio, and she broke your muscles. Yeah, she probably broke your spirit a little bit too, which is just really sad because now it makes you not want to build muscle. I'm here to tell you that you can start just by moving your body in all of the ways that you would lift weights, and you don't have to have any weight on you at all. You don't even have to hold a 1-pound dumbbell, but then add a 1-pound dumbbell. I mean, I was a big go-getter, and I started with like a 2-pound dumbbell. I wanted to crush it early, but it's the truth. I didn't start out lifting even 8, 10, 12 pounds. I started out with 2-pound dumbbells and then went to 3-pound dumbbells and then went to 5-pound dumbbells and went to 8. And I've just progressively over the years built up. But I want to get strong. And so there's a different way to do that. And the way that I was doing it wasn't working. because I couldn't ever. I mean, it would have worked slowly, but I would have been in pain, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It was still fun until the pain came. I still enjoyed the process. I didn't enjoy the pain, so I wanted to have a way to do the process without the pain. Today worked really well. We'll see how Wednesday goes. I'll be sure to update y'all next week as well on that. Lori says, love that you're working on figuring it all out. Sounds like you're on the right track. Well, we're on a track. And we're going for it. If it doesn't work, we'll take a left-hand turn somewhere and see where that track takes us, because I'm changing it up as I go, as I learn, and as my body changes, I have to change, right? Like as I drop fat, I'm going to have to drop my calories, which is sometimes people forget that part. They lose 50 pounds and they're still eating their same calories they were eating, and they can't figure out why they're not losing weight. Well, you have 50 pounds less on your body. You don't need to eat that many calories anymore. That's now your maintenance calories, right? So it'll change. My calorie level will change until I get back into a point where I want to go back to maintenance. But anyway. Yeah, get a hitch when you get along. Look, things try to side rail me sometimes, and I'm just like, we're not doing that. We're not stopping. Actually, Lori and I were talking about that the other night. Just because I can't do something yet, I'm not going to let the fact that I've never been able to do it before stop me from continuing to try. Because just because it hasn't ever been doesn't mean that it can't be so. But sometimes you have to try all the things. Oh, Carol is here. Better late than never, and you're always right on time. However, I am shutting it down because I'm already a minute over. But you're welcome to watch the replay. Quick recap. I'm trying all the things. I'm tracking. I have a body weight tracker, a calorie tracker, and I'm changing the way that I'm doing my strength workout so that I can work on strength instead of muscle endurance. And so far, I think it's working. But how do you know you like something unless you give it a try? So why not just try all the things, find the ones that work for you and will be sustainable, and stick with them. And then still try some new things. Try it afraid if you need to. That's how I try everything. I try everything afraid. Because I don't like change. I feel like it is not my friend. It's 100% my friend. I'm just still, it's not my favorite. I like consistency. Even if it doesn't look the same every day, it's pretty much the same. But that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah, take care, everyone. Have a great week. I appreciate you all being here. Friend, it was so good to see you. I hope you're doing well on your fat loss journey as well. Yeah, Gina, late to the class crew. It's okay. You're always right on time. And if needed, you can always catch the replay. Thank you to Sherry for being here. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate all your support. And with that, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below what new thing you think you want to try. Give it a go and let me know how it goes. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Have a great week, everybody.